And listen, the four of us are doing something really special. We're going to be in Atlanta come September 25th through the 27th. And what we suggest is don't pay, what do we call it, Jose? The procrastination tax.
Procrastination tax.
Because right now the tickets are dope. When I say dope, I mean inexpensive. And listen, for $197, that might be expensive for you. Guess what? Stay home. It's okay. We don't mind, right? You need to learn to invest in yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, nobody else is going to do it for you. So yeah, you may have to scrounge up some bucks. You may even have to borrow some. Jose, you've mentioned in the past that you've borrowed money to get a coach. You've borrowed money, and the only reason you did that is because you knew that borrowing was going to help you excel. And look where you are now. If you didn't get those coaches that you needed to get, and the people who even said, you know what, I'm going to lend you the money because I believe in you, that speaks volumes for where your mind is at and where you said, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to move forward. And I think we all have done it. I've borrowed money to be able to get to the next level. And so many people don't realize I don't need a handout. It's not a handout. It's you get something and then you give it back, and then you give it back way more than you've ever received. And the way you can do that is by elevating who you are as a human being so you can help more people. And getting into the inner circle will allow you to do that. But if you stay on the outside, I don't think you will be.
One thing I could say very quickly to what you just said, Sifu, there is no question about it. A mentor of mine told me one time, Jose, there's three things in life that are principles you should always consider and never lose sight of. In all things, give thanks. In all things, not some things, not convenient things, not happy things, just, in everything, and even the challenges, and everything, give thanks. In all things. Number two is this too shall pass, right? Nothing stays permanently, and the grass is not greener on the other side, right? It's just this too shall pass. And number three is never be afraid and always be willing to ask for help, right? So that help piece is what you're talking about, which is a point that to me, there's no shame in my game, Sifu. Like if I need help, I'll ask for it because I understand that as I ask for help, when I need it, right? Thank God I'm in less in the situation where I have to do that all the time. Like I used to do it all the time in the very beginning. But guess what? Those people that were there for me back then are blessed today because I got their back like you wouldn't believe, right? Trust me on that one. And they know exactly who they are. If they're watching this live, then that's because you were there for me. I'm there for you, right? So it's one of those things where you have to be ready, willing, and able to say, hey, if I need help, I got to seek it. I got to be creative. I got to be resourceful. I got to think laterally. I got to find a way to get out of this slump and get out of this situation. And that means putting your pride and your ego on the shelf sometimes, right? And knowing that you're going to come back strong and you're going to position yourself to not be in that same situation again, right? And that's really what it comes down to. So, yeah, I have done it many times. I will do it if there's a need, but just know that yes, you reap what you sow in the good and the bad. And if somebody pours into you, then you're going to pour into them times two.
Oh, without a doubt. And you do it so beautifully. You help so many people in all you do. I mean, listen, you had 25 speakers speak at your event recently, right? This past Saturday. And each one of them gave back to others. And I think that's powerful. Coach Tio is constantly elevating himself because of the rooms he enters, the people he associates with. Coach Tio, good morning, brother.
Good morning, man. I'm trying to get the
I
chat
see that.
blowing right now. I got a new toy, you all. And good morning, fellas. It's good to see you all. Man, matter of fact, Jose, my neighbor Braxton Cosby, him and his wife, they're in Santorini right now, man. He just
Uh,
posted a bunch of pictures yesterday, and I was like, like that's it. Yeah, man. So saw a lot of the photos from out there. It looked amazing, bro. Like I already know, man. Yeah, I know it's amazing. I love Rick Ross too. Rick Ross has a song called Santorini, Greece, one of the best beats. The lyrics, just that vibe of Santorini is dope. So, but you're right, Sifu. Being here with you all, man, it's everything, bro. Like it's yo, my brothers, man. I love y'all cats. Period. Like, say less. It's nothing else that could be said. So I'm always grateful to have the opportunity to be amongst fine gentlemen, real leaders. No fugazi, no fakeness, no, none of that crazy. It's just special. So yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, man. You looking good today too, Lance. You looking good, baby. No
Always
doubt.
looking.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. No,
But here's
and
the thing about Lancelot. He could be wearing a t-shirt and he still is looking good, right?
well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's a fact.
You know,
True.
It's the way you carry yourself. I think it's not necessarily the outer shell, it's who you are, how you show up. And I think this is what we're talking about right now is showing up, right? Showing up and getting involved. And this is how you get invited to be in the inner circle, right? I still recall the first time I met Tio, man.
Yeah, that's
I,
classic.
I think it was a funny day, man, for me, because I started with like, right, and you're like, who is this cat?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's the inner circle, man. Like Dr. Reed is a part of our inner circle, bro. He's our brother. You know, I told my nephews, I called my nephews on Father's Day, and they're both fathers. It was a sentimental thing, bro. 'Cause I was like, bro, today's about reflection, man. If you could reflect back on the last 364, with today being the 365th, 365th, uh, you understand what today really means, and I think the same with Dr. Oliver Reed, man. He sent me a message and it was just gratitude. He's just like, man, thank you, man. And he said it, thank you for being a he-man brother. And I know that means something to that man. And I told him, I said, bro, on this Father's Day, Emilio had posted a picture when we were here in Atlanta of Dr. Reed hugging his son on stage. I'm sure you remember that, Jose, when his son came up on the stage and he put his arms around him. And, he doesn't see his son every day type thing, but it was a special moment. And, the inner circle, man. it- I walked in the venue with Jose and Cutno in Philly. And, we were the first people to walk in. And then once you came, and you were speaking, everything you said was positive, Sifu. It wasn't like you were saying some old cruddy craziness. It was positive, but it was just still that inner circle feeling of like, I don't know you, I do know Dr. Reed. And if you do something or say something crazy, like who am I? It's like, hey, that's my man right there. You was just like, hey, we're gonna do some great things together. And then to fast forward that down to Fort Lauderdale, man, and to see you there with the mic, giving your heart to all of us, man. And all fathers in that room, to be exact. My father was in that room. If I call my daddy right now and say, Daddy, Seafood said, what's up? Lancelot can do that. Lancelot can say, hey, Pops, Seafood said, what's up? Jose said, what's up? And our fathers know who we are within that inner circle, man. So it's special, dog. It's a great topic today.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
can second that. My dad knows all three of you.
Right.
He's seen you. He's connected.
That's right.
He knows your names, and that's a powerful thing. And that go see, but that's exactly what we're talking about. The inner circle piece is like that next layer, the next tier of who you're dealing with, because you just know more about each other and you give more, and it's just a deeper level of connection. Fantastic stuff.
and if I can
Watch
expand,
from above, right?
and if I just want to expound on that, and you each time in a sort of you get a chance to peel off another layer of the onion and get a chance to truly know who the person is underneath. and those meetings after the meetings and the events after the events, you really get a chance to know who you're dealing with.
Mm.
And I never get disappointed by any of you guys in terms of authenticity of who you are. Each situation I've ever been with you, I've always seen the same person, but I've got a chance to learn a little bit more about you. And each time I've learned more, I've not been disappointed. And that's a great thing when you can be around people that are servants, but that are servants 365 days a year. They don't do it and all of a sudden they turn off and you see another person.
Right.
I am truly seeing the same person each time that we get together, but then I see a better version of that person. So the group, it's not just about connecting and being in a circle, it's about who you're in the inner circle with. And I can attest that these gentlemen here are authentic and are servant leaders and are on their grind 365 days a year. And each one of us individually is I feel is a juggernaut, a juggernaut. And each one of us are doing our own thing. And when we come together with this powerful force and we invite others to be down with us, we are like the superheroes, I feel. You know what I'm saying?
So the event that Lancelot and I just did in New York City, we had, it wasn't a big event. It wasn't big. It was just easy going. It was about 10 of us and maybe 12 with Lancelot and myself. But it was impactful because people had really deep conversations and so forth. One of the things that was going on, somebody said, "Hey, we should go and sit over there where they have the TV going on." What did I say, Lancelot, about the TV?
No, I can go home and watch TV. We're having conversation. It's better to stay focused, not be distracted.
Yeah, because hey, I didn't go all the way to New York City to watch TV, even if it's a game on and so forth. And I know it was a football game and so forth. Should I say soccer? Because I'm Colombian, so for me it's football because we use our foot to kick the ball around. So, but think about the reason we get together is for the deeper conversations to get to know people. We met you and I both met Felipe Sanchez, and he was an interesting individual, right? And we got into some deep conversations about parenting and so forth, and parents and so on, and how people either got started or what they're doing currently. And that only happens when you have small conversations with people. You can't do that. It was 300 people speaking at the same time. And it's when one person is speaking and the other one's listening. And like I said, I never learn anything when I speak. I only learn when you guys speak. So speak, please.
Well, Felipe was a phenomenal story, and I'm not going to share what he shared with us. But what I will share is that Felipe came with somebody else.
Another friend of mine.
Yes, that gentleman left, and Felipe said, "No, I'm not leaving." You know what I mean? So Felipe let his friend leave, and he stayed to continue the conversations, and just shows you the deepness of the conversation and what we were talking about. And he felt comfortable enough to open himself up, and then also comfortable enough to allow his friend to leave and for him to stay. And we made some awesome connections with Felipe. In fact, I have his number. I'm gonna give him a call this week. But it was just beautiful to what, and also Zoraida. I got a chance. That's one of the reasons why I came down, is because Zoraida was going to be in New York City. But just once I got a chance to sit down and talk with her, just a powerful, powerful young lady.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the things that she's been through, and she brought her child, her grown child there, who was just a mirror of who she is. This young man dressed
22 years old, man.
Yeah, dressed in khakis and a nice shirt. You don't see that a lot with young kids now, just in terms of the ability to present themselves dress wise. because everything is so casual. You got people walking around with bonnets and pajama pants on. This young man came to the event in khakis, a nice pair of shoes. So it was wonderful, wonderful to see her and meet her in person, man. So it was, but you have to be able to show up to those events. So we're giving you another opportunity, July 19th, right, Sifu?
No, 18th, July 18th.
July 18th to
We're gonna be
come and connect for real.
Yeah, we're going to be at Everdeen on 30th and Broadway on the 3rd floor. And you have to know how to work the elevator. Otherwise, you're going to get lost like somebody did, right?
Yes.
Somebody went all the way to the 24th floor. Like, how do I get to you guys? Because it's specialized elevators. So, yeah, no PhD needed to use the elevator. You just got to press the right button. Think about. I'm going to take something that came from the description itself, and I'm going to read it to you guys. And the truth is, many people attend an event once and expect immediate results. Anybody ever been to an event and said, this is terrible, I got nothing out of this? Or said, this was pretty interesting, I think I need to come back, right? Theo, you raised your hand and you said, this is interesting, I may want to come back, right? But a lot of people will go to an event and knock it because they got nothing out of it, because they didn't put anything in it either. And Mike said that was me, right? Not anymore, Mike. Now you're showing up, brother. So, but a lot of people just show up and expect people just to hand them things, to hand them the keys. It doesn't happen that way, right? You don't get immediate results. People who create lasting opportunities, they understand something that's way different than most people. They keep showing up. They stay engaged. They contribute. And I said that, contribute, contribute, contribute. You have to give to receive. If you expect just to take and take and take, people are not going to want you in the inner circle. They're going to go, that guy's a taker. Let's not include him in the next event or the next private setting that we're going to go to or the next meeting that we're going to go to. Let's just leave him out of it. Leave her out of it, right? We don't, for the four of us, we don't like takers. We like givers. So if you're a giver, you know you're going to get invited to the special rooms, to the special events that are going to happen. So consider that. You stay engaged, you contribute, and over time, you move from being a face in the crowd to become a trusted voice in the room. And that's the goal. That should be everybody's goal. Do I want to be trusted here?
Yes.
So that I get invited into the. Have you ever been to a place where they have like a secret door?
Good morning,
and only
ladies.
a couple of people are allowed in? I've been to those places, and guess what? People said, "Did you go in the back room?" I said, "There's a back room?" They're like, "Yeah, invitation only." I said, "Really?" Okay. 3 minutes later, I'm in the back room. Why? Because I contributed. And that's why they said, you haven't been back there? Let me take you back there, right? So, and it was a private, and it was the best time of my life. I got to tell you, it was an incredible place, and it was exclusive. So who doesn't want to be in an exclusive place because you are showing up consistently and contributing?
Yeah, I'll chime in there, and I agree. I think the more you show up, the more credibility you build, the more likability you build, the more trust factor you build, and people want to position you to win because they see how you show up and how you serve and your disposition and all the things. I've been to a number of places like that that have a speakeasy, right? A little crazy section in the back that nobody knows about, and I've been let into a few of those too. Some of them are open to anybody who just knows the password, and some of them you have to be invited specifically to enter because you know somebody that's in their inner circle that brings you in, right? So it depends on the situation, but I think that's huge. And And the interesting thing about these live events that we're doing, and whether it's me or Lancelot or Tio or all of us collectively or Sifu, it's um, the rooms actually kind of show us, the in-person rooms show us what social media doesn't, right? Can you guys agree with that to some level? Because if you notice, people spend so much time and energy on social media trying to look successful, trying to appear a certain way based on the content that is being created. But the in-person live interaction, the engagement, the actual handshake and the hug and the observations that you experience in person actually reveal the character, the integrity, the energy, the real authentic leadership of the person, which is huge because that's hard to gauge just by watching somebody's content on social media, especially with AI these days. You don't even know what's AI and what's not, right? So it's hard to gauge all of these things. And half the time you meet somebody and you're like, that's not you. You look different online because that's right. So it's like, you know, it's just it becomes this thing, right? So I believe that any relationship gets accelerated and gets propelled when people experience you in person. It's just a whole another thing. The room that we're creating here with Atlanta, the NYC Mastermind Experience, is a room that is going to speed up the relationship faster than any algorithm can on social media, right? And that's the power of these rooms, is getting that next level breakthrough in a relationship that now brings new people into your inner circle with time.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a look.
We are here in Tampa, Florida for the NYC Mastermind Experience. It was an absolutely epic weekend.
This was our fifth one, the sixth one.
Coming up in Hotlanta, that's right, Atlanta, Georgia, and our host, the great T.O. Clay.
Hey, you don't want to miss it. Come September, the new Hollywood of the South, ATL, baby. Make sure from NY to Tampa to Atlanta, Georgia. Can't wait to see you there. Peace.
Light up the city, every rise tonight. Every speaker bringing down in that fire, that light. No funny, no fear, just truth on the mic. It's the NYC life, we unite, light up.
T.O. Clay.
Yeah, it's energy. I don't know. I see
It just sounds so good, right?
No, not just that. But I'm just saying there's a collective individuality, but coming together is this energy that comes off with the four of us. That's very enticing. And I watch these things every week, and every week I watch it, it's the same feeling and experience. And I think other people really miss out on the authenticity of us as individuals, but also the servant leaders that we are. And when we get together, it feels as though we're doing it for a purpose, and that's to bring all of us together to make us better individuals. And that's what I think these masterminds that we have, that's what our goal is, and that's what I think we were able to accomplish. And we have created a bigger family after Tampa. I see Leon in there. I see Angeline, Craig, Mike. It's just we keep building and adding to this beautiful family, and it's quite fascinating for me, watching it and then understanding the energy and then understanding what it means, the meeting after the meetings. And that's about how you become exclusive. And we leave it open to everybody. It's not like it's a private door. We give you the opportunity. All you have to do is just say yes. Come to those meetings after the meetings. Once I found out what those truly meant, I remember we were in the cigar bar and I was exhausted. And I was like, all right, enough of this. I can't take no more of this meeting after the meeting. And Jose simply said, everything I do is for a reason. I was like, huh? He said, everything that you go to, you break it. What do they call it? Breaks down.
You lower the barriers.
Yeah, you lower the barriers of who you are, and you really find out as it gets later on in the evening who people truly are. And once he said that, it gave me purpose. And all of a sudden, I wasn't tired anymore. So this is what these events are. This is what these meetings after the meetings are. And this is how you get into those exclusive clubs. It's just by being there and being authentic and being who you are and being a servant leader, because that's who we are. So I'm looking forward to Atlanta. Hey, Angeline, and I'm looking forward to seeing Angeline and Leon and Renee and the rest of the young ladies and men.
Well,
We
there's
need Angeline to get her ticket. Angeline, girl, you coming or what? Leon said, listen, I was in Atlanta. I mean, I was in Tampa, and I was a general admission. She said to me this time, she goes, not happening. I said, what do you mean? She goes, I'm not coming in general admission. I'm going VIP. So Leon is coming VIP. So you saying, yes, let's do this? Well, listen, we're doing it. The only thing is that you have to do it too. You have to actually go and purchase your ticket. So you can get a VIP right now. They're dirt cheap. General admission right now, and it's probably going to go up within a week. It's $197. VIP is $597. What does VIP give you? VIP gives you exclusive seating. It's going to give you dinner Friday night. It's going to give you Saturday. It's going to give you lunch and dinner. Now, most VIPs that you go to, you don't always get a dinner. You just get proximity. That's all you get. But with us, we're giving so much more. We're going to do meeting after the meeting after the meeting, because that's just how we roll, right? And the invitations to the room usually are for the people who contribute. And contributing is being part of the VIP, because the VIP is when you get to contribute a lot more. Don't get me wrong, regular admission people get to contribute as well, but there's a difference because we're setting things up differently. So your choice. How do you want to show up?
Well, I trust Angeline's going to do the right thing because she's always in the right rooms. And as I've gotten to build a relationship, I consider Angeline inner circle, and Leon and different individuals that we're seeing here, because they're showing up and they're building the relationship and they're creating opportunities, and they don't show up empty-handed, right? I was just at I don't know where I was. I was watching a talk. In church on Sunday. I was like, where did I see this? On Sunday, I was in church and I was thinking a virtual conference. No, it wasn't that. I was in church, and the priest said from the pulpit, he said, you know what? My father taught me, whenever you leave the home and you come back, you never come empty-handed. He said, you never come back empty-handed. You always have to come back with something to contribute to the family. Right. And that's just a philosophy, and that I love, that I never heard that before. And, you know, Angeline never shows up empty-handed, right? She's always showing up, looking to serve, to give, to return impact to other people. And I'm going to coin a quote here today live that it makes sense because Lancelot just mentioned the meeting after the meeting. And I hope you're ready. All right. This is a quote that I'm going to coin, and I'm going to put it in a book somewhere. I don't know where, but the meeting after the meeting is where relationships become opportunities, end quote. Okay. The meeting after the meeting is where relationships become opportunities. And I truly believe that. I truly believe that. I cannot tell you how many times I have been in a meeting after the meeting, right? And you're at this, you know, whatever the event is, whatever the thing is afterwards. And you're like, what I suspected is accurate. This person is somebody I want to do life with. This person is somebody I want to do business with. This person is somebody that I want to collaborate with. This person is somebody I want to pour into. This person is somebody I can learn from. This person is somebody that I would love to have at the dinner table with my family, right? And then every now and then you're like, oh boy, I got to stay clear of this person. This person is not for me. Because again, me, Jose Escobar, the way you'll find me in church, with my friends, with my family, in a dinner table, at a friend's house, the way you'll find me at a meeting after the meeting, at an actual business conference. I'm the same guy across the board all the time.
Yes.
Right. So I'm not gonna reveal something to you that I haven't already shown you based on who I am as a person. Right. And it's interesting, in the meeting after the meeting, people tend to reveal themselves in some unique ways where it's just more of what you suspected in a good way, or all of a sudden the real them comes out. And you're like, yeah, that's not so much for me. Right. And so that's the power of the meeting after the meeting, because it kind of starts to split the sea, if you will. Right. And you start to see who is where and what is what.
Yeah. Let me share this with you guys, and this gentleman is a powerhouse as well. Take a look.
The New York City Mastermind experience here in Tampa is like no other. The room is electric. The people are having a great time, and I'm so proud to be one of the speakers. I can promise you, if you're not at any of these events, you're missing out, because today was an incredible day, a life-changing day for everybody who was here. All of the New York City Mastermind experiences are a must-to go. If you're looking to impact your life and take it to the next level, if you're looking to improve your business, your relationship, your finances, any of those things and more, you have to be in the room to meet the right people. There's somebody in every one of these rooms that are going to impact you and change your life for the rest of your life. Why wait at home on the couch when you could be here doing something incredible?
That was powerful. I got to tell you, why sit at home on the couch when you already know what the couch looks like, what it feels like? Go sit on a different couch. Have a different conversation, right? With different people that you may never have known, who can change or impact your life for the better, right? Listen, Coach Tio and I build a relationship because we kept showing up at different events, and we started talking and talking and talking. And he started coming. He's been at every New York City experience event. And the more we talked, the more we knew we needed to be in each other's world. We have now not only created a powerful, powerful show together called Unified Leadership, but we're also having an event, a summit happening August 21st. And Lancelot is going to also be a featured speaker. Jose can't because he's doing something, but Jose's like, maybe next time. So the next time, I'm going to tell you now.
Vacation with my family, and I promised them I wouldn't do any business there. So
we know, Jose.
I know that feeling, Jose. That's right. You got to take care of family.
Jose, mark your calendar. December 12th is the next one, the next summit we're doing. Right, December 12th. We love to have you be part of it, and it's an incredible summit. While we speak, I'm going to go grab that image to show everybody what we're doing August 21st. But don't forget, September 25th through the 27th is a chance to be in the room with these gentlemen and other incredible human beings. We're having people who you may have never met who are going to be there. We have people from all walks of life who are like, I need to be there with you guys. The question is, will you be there with us?
Man, Jose, bro, if you're there physically, virtually, or not, bro, you're still there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, your impact is it's omnipresent in its own right. I felt like I was in Greece with you and Brandon G when I saw the videos, and Angeline and we all did. I'm like, yo, I'm in Greece. If Jose's out there, bro, we out there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of the inner circle as well, because one person can't stop that energy, that flow that Lancelot's talking about. When I see Lancelot in the studio with the two ladies and they step in, I'm like, yo, I'm there. You know, and I think too, Jose, you hit something very important as far as that life online versus that life in real time. It's an epidemic, man. It's a crisis.
Oh my God.
How many people? And we had the pleasure this past weekend, Lancelot and I, with Dr. Brian Arnold, on his, you know, his conference. And we talked about those things. We talked about, you know, how AI is driving people nuts and not utilizing it the proper way. You know, my thought on it, man, is simple. You said it, Jose. You can't replace kneecap to kneecap. You know, just like when COVID-19 hit, the Marine Corps didn't shut down. Many of the other branches, they were freaking out. They were, the Marine Corps was like, hey, the same way we operate in the most austere conditions, we're going to operate right now. This is really where we thrive. We thrive in uncertainty, you know, and that's what I think about with the inner circle aspect of it, man. I think Lancelot said it best, man. We're juggernauts. You know, that's not bragging. That's not being arrogant. That's being able to physically say that's literally what we do. You know, from acting to martial arts to teaching and coaching. Jose, you're all over the world, bro. You're everywhere. You know, I coined that. You're outside, bro. Jose's back outside. And so for me, when it comes to social media, if I see y'all doing anything, man, I feel like I'm a part of it, bro. Like, that's just that simple, you know. And many people say they want to be a part of the Atlanta experience, and I believe them. I believe you, Angeline, out there, because you probably like, man, I just went to Santorini, Greece. That cost me some paper. You know what I'm saying? And to turn right back around, and but Angeline, you already know the output of that. You were in Tampa. We need you there. We need your presence. And you have a strong online presence as well as in person. So Leon, shout out to Leon, everybody in the chat, man. Like we want to break bread with you all in Atlanta, Georgia. Good eating, good vibes. It's going to be amazing. It is. Yeah.
I think we need Angeline to be a speaker, but that's on you, Angeline. It's a decision you need to make, right? Let me share with you what we're doing in September and August, right? And we're having the summit. And of course, there's Lancelot well dressed again, so we can't help it. Always well dressed. And we have a great lineup from Diane McDonald, and we have Michael, we have Amy, Lancelot. We have, listen, going the other way, we have Ed, we have Renee, we have Dr. Kevin, we have Stephen Miller, and Bethany Stone in the middle. I got to tell you, what a lineup. And let me not forget the most important person in this whole place, T.O. Clay, the man, the myth. He ain't a myth, he's the real deal, man. And then, of course, there I am myself. And so we're going to bring to you guys what leadership is about. And it's 7 hours of leadership, concepts, ideas, things you can take and start building right away. And we do that because we believe that leadership is something that's truly important. And Coach T.O. Clay and I got together because of the inner circle. We were walking in Manhattan. We were talking in Tampa. We've been doing things left and right. And when we continue to build these things, it's because we connected in Philly the first time. And Jose is the one that connected us. He said, you got to meet each of these guys. He brought me to you, Theo. He goes, you got to meet this guy. You know, Coach Theo? I said, absolutely not. He goes, oh, you got to meet him. And Jose is a great connector, man. Jose, you're incredible, brother. You do what most people aspire to do, but you do it naturally. You don't even work at it. It's so natural for you to say, you need to meet this person. And then you said, come on, let me walk you over there. And you introduce, and then you give people the space to be able to get to know each other. You're not there like, let me take over the conversation. No, let me introduce you guys. And then you pull back and you allow the synergy to happen. And that's beautiful. So thank you, Jose, for connecting me with Coach Theo and so many other people you've connected me with. And the more connections we can create like that, and this is what happens at New York City Mastermind Experience. If you come to our event We're going to do exactly what Jose has done. We're going to introduce you to somebody you may have not known. I do it. Theo Clay does it. Lancelot does it. We all do it. Now you have 4 powerhouses who are going to help you get connected. I want to talk about Connected Leaders Academy for a minute. And Jose can tell you when he first brought it up to him, I was like, nah, I'm not interested, right? I didn't know the power. I didn't know the power of the Connected Leaders Academy. And I got to tell you, right, Jose's kind of laughing at me a little bit, but it was the truth, right? I was like, yeah, no, I'm not interested. Later, talk to me about something else. And then finally, I said, you know what? This makes sense, right? Because I did not understand what Jose had built, and now I understand it fully. And so for a lot of people who decide that they want to do something powerful, yes, join the Connected Leaders Academy. Do it today. But here's the thing. If you do anything, you have to contribute. If you join the Connected Leaders Academy, you can't just go, okay, give me. I joined. Now give me, give me, give me, give me. That's not going to work for you. You're going to get 0 results, 0. When you join a community like this, you have to contribute, 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 give, 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 give. And eventually, it may not be first month, second month, third month. It could be 6 months from now. You're going to start to receive. But a lot of people, they believe that they deserve something. You deserve nothing. I've worked for everything I've had in my life. I deserve none of it until I put the effort in. And I think the same goes for you, John.
Well, I got to say something to that. First of all, thank you for the kind words. And I truly appreciate all 3 of you, amazing CLA members. And you guys are like brothers at this point, right? It's like there's different layers to this thing in relationships. And you guys are at the highest levels of inner circle. So I appreciate all 3 of you very highly. And one thing I'll say, which speaks to what we're talking about today, is repetition of getting into the rooms, right? Getting into the events, showing up, right? Repetition is what creates the opportunities. It's not one and done. It's not like I'm going to go to one event and I'm going to get everything I need and call it a day and I'm good until 2027. Right? Which is what people think. They think I'm going to show up and I'm going to get all these things and then I'm done. No, it is the beginning, right? It is the beginning. Most people attend one event and disappear until the next year or 2 years later, right? And they think that they're just going to keep winning and keep growing. And no, you got to show up again and then show up again and show up again and show up again and keep showing up. That's part of the deal. Just like a marriage, just like parenting, just like a friendship, just like a job or a business. If you don't show up to your job, guess what? You get fired. If you don't show up to your business, guess what? You don't make money. There's nothing to deposit into the account. If you don't show up for your spouse, guess what? You're not going to be married very long. If you don't show up for your kids, guess what? They're not going to be there very long by your side. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You got to show up again and again and again. And in business, you got to show up to the events over and over and over, right? Because eventually, as you keep showing up, people tend to trust you more. Opportunities start to show up. Right? So the bottom line, guys, if you're watching this live or catching a replay, the person who stays in the room the longest often is the one who wins. Okay, you gotta show up early, you gotta stay late, and you gotta show up over and over and over. And I'm telling you, that's how I built my business, because I've been showing up the longest, not literally, but a lot. I've been in events for 25 years. You know, all the events you can think of: Les Brown, Tony Robbins, John Maxwell, Grant Cardone, Brendan Bouchard. I mean, the list, all kinds of names. I've been to these events, and I've been doing it over and over and over for so many years. Boot camps, masterminds, summits, conventions, seminars, master classes, webinars. I mean, you name it. I've been doing this for a long time. And people are like, oh, well, Jose, it's because you this or because of that, or because no, it's because I've been showing up a long time. And you got to do the same thing. And that's what creates the relationships, which leads to opportunities, which leads to a business that you can be proud of.
Think about what Jose just said. Summits, right? Virtual summits, and we're doing one that you can be part of come August 21st. Reach out to Coach Teo, reach out to me, and we will make sure that you're in the room with us, right? Think about, it's not always about getting on stage. Jose, Lancelot, Coach Teo, myself, we've been to many, many events where we didn't speak. I mean, we spoke to each other, we spoke to other people, but we were not on stage. We were not the main event, if you will. And those are great events too. And I've learned so much from them because I get to observe a little bit more. I'm a people watcher, people. So if you come to any event, you know I'm going to watch you. So don't forget, I'm going to watch everybody because I love people. I love people. And I love to see interactions with people. I love introducing people to other people. When my friend Brett said, "Hey, Sifu, can I bring my friend Felipe?" I said, "Absolutely, man." And when Felipe came over and I gave Felipe a hug, I said, "Dude, I'm a hugger. I'm just going to hug you." He's like, all right, that's okay. And so he goes, "So you're a hugger?" I said, "Yeah, I am." I said, "Why? Because if you're in my space, man, I'm here to show you some love and to help in any way I can, because not only am I a hugger, I'm a giver, right? Because I give the hugs, right? Don't get me wrong, I don't take hugs. I receive hugs. There's a difference.
That's right. Just speaking of Felipe, I had talked about it earlier. He came with a friend, and then it was such a powerful event for him that he said, "Listen, you go ahead. I'm staying behind. I'm going to stay and finish this finish." So that just shows you what he got out of the event, and that was just the one we had. Was that the 19th?
The 20th, but we're having the next one July 18th, people. If you're in New York, if you're in New Jersey, if you're nearby anywhere, come join us in New York City, July 18th, 4 till, right? Because we were there till like 9 o'clock or so. But sometimes it could go later. It can go, you leave whenever you want to, right? There were people who were still hanging around. And so it's important to understand that when you get into a space with other people, learn about them. Sometimes I think the most important conversations that you have is not the ones where you're just spewing about you. Come with ears. Come with ears, not just the mouth, right? So you can listen to people. Where have they been? What's exciting in their life? What have they accomplished? What are they looking to accomplish? So ask good questions, because the conversations go deep when you ask great questions. When you ask surface level questions, they're just going to stay surface level.
Absolutely. We got a chance to really get to know, and again, I think about Zoraida and seeing her online for at least a half a year, and then getting the opportunity to just meet her in person and sit down and look at her in her eyes and have this wonderful, deep conversation about where you were, what happened to you, why am I where I am now, and I feel closer based off of just that one conversation of just giving and taking of authenticity. And those are the kind of experiences that I thrive to have. And this is one of the reasons why it's an honor and pleasure to be around you guys, because we continue to get these type of authentic interactions, which are very hard to find. We get it all the time because of the circle we surrounded ourselves with. Most people never get this. So they don't really understand what they're truly missing out until they actually experience it. And the only way you're going to actually experience it is if you take the opportunity to go to events like this. So with that said, I'd love to see you out there in Atlanta. with all of us, because I promise you, it'll be an event that can change your life.
Lancelot,
Absolutely.
words of wisdom, golden gems. Thank you, all of three of you, for sharing your heart and your knowledge today, and just pouring into everybody who's watching this. And I've got to say, as my final thought, as we're wrapping up here, remember, folks, that sometimes it is that person you meet that's going to open the door you could have never opened yourself. And you don't know who that person is, and you don't know where you're going to meet him. But I promise you, it's not going to be in your house. It's not going to be in the FedEx person delivering a package, or the Amazon person delivering a package to your house, or the mailman, or whatever the case is, or somebody in a grocery store. It's usually going to be somewhere that you had to invest in order to get into there, because that's where the calibration of people is really high, right? And the caliber of people is where you kind of spend your time is going to be where you get the best results. So remember the quote that I always love to drop: you are one power connection away from exponential growth in your life, personally and professionally. But to find that power connection, you got to get into the room, and the next room that I promise you is going to over deliver is going to be the NYC Mastermind Experience Atlanta, September 25th to the 27th. Go to the website, nycmastermindexperience.com. Get your tickets today. We want to see you there.
Yeah,
Nice.
without a doubt.
Get there, man. I'm here. I'm telling you, it's going to be special, man. This one is going to be special. You know, Southern hospitality, Southern love, and we're going to be there. I mean, we could sit here for a whole hour and talk about it, but it's the action takers that really move the needle. We could say, like Tom Brady, 20, 22, 48, 36, hut. And when we turn and we hand it, either you're going to grab it and run, or you're going to freeze up.
Fumble
So,
it. You're gonna
yeah,
fumble.
or fumble. You know, don't fumble, man. At least try not to. Hold on to that ball tight, because what is it, man? We're all trying to grow. We're all trying to improve. We're all trying to continue to provide for our families. I look at it as the 5 W's. You know, the who, the what, the when, the where, and the why. We've all heard it before.
That's acting, man. That's acting right there.
Yes. Yeah. Look at
How?
that. Look at those 5 W's and ask yourself today: who, what, when, where, and why. Like Sifu said, I said, who? Oh man, it's Jose, Lancelot, and Sifu. What? The NYC experience, New York City, bro? Come on. I wish I was there with you all at the parade. Oh man, that's once in a lifetime type thing.
That's a whole nother topic.
Whole nother topic.
I went. That's a whole nother
Right.
topic. Yes.
The win aspect, I look at it twofold. I don't look at it just win as in WHEN. I also look at it as WIN. Because I know if the who can equate to the WIN, hey, I'm there. And the why aspect of it, the where, I mean, it goes without saying. So Atlanta, Georgia, man, that's the 5 W's. Get down here. We're going to treat you with much love, respect. Like Jose, Sifu, Lancelot all said, man, that could be that game changer that takes you to the level that you're trying to get to. We all love to say next level, but within your spirit, your heart, what level do you want to get to? That's what it's about, and we curate that. So thank you, Sifu, once again, man. Unified leadership, you know, connected leaders, light bulb lessons, man. Man, Lancelot, the veteran, go watch it. Go watch it, bro. If you watch that movie, you'll want to be in Atlanta. Go watch it today. You'll want to be in Atlanta just to be in this man's presence. So, yeah.
I don't know if the 5 W's there's a coincidence or not, but it happens to be a great song for Pastor Troy, who is from Atlanta.
That's it.
Yeah.
So next week, we're going to reveal to you where we're going to be having the event in Atlanta. Right, Coach Tio? Because Coach Tio has been working diligently on securing our spot. And I got to tell you, it's going to be on fire. we have some really incredible places we're going to be at in Atlanta. Coach Teal has been working his tail off, meeting with different people, negotiating. He's the man. He's doing great things. And next Tuesday, we're going to reveal, we might even have some pictures, right, Coach Teal, where we're
Yes.
going to be. So, Coach Teal, we're going to need you next week so you can explain
Yeah,
to us.
I'm excited.
dynamics
That's a part of that
what-
wear. That wear is very of that 5Ws Pastor Choice style. The
Who,
wear is
what,
so
when,
important.
where, why?
It is so important because just like anything
It's the
else,
weather next week.
yeah, the wear is important. I've had many offers and I'm like, nah, because that's not our vibe. That's not how we get down. So yeah, next week, man, it'll be revealed. We're happy. Yeah.
Until
We're going to
then,
talk about the wear and the wearing that Lancelot will talk about.
That's another one. Yeah, that's dope. I
T
like that.
minus T minus how many months? 3 months? 2 months? Is it 3 months?
September
Right
25th.
about
think about
three.
it.
Yeah, we're right about 3.
So T minus roughly 3 months. I'm gonna work on my A-Town stomp to make sure it's right by the time I get there.
That's dope.
Let's
Yo,
get people
yo,
in the room,
it's
people.
true
Let's
hip
do
hop,
it. Let's do it. Get in there with us, people. Listen, have yourself an exceptional rest of the day. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning here in New York, in Atlanta, and in Maryland. So do yourself a favor. Have an incredible day. Share the show with somebody. Somebody needed to hear today's message, and they need to learn how to get into the inner circle. Do it. Do it. Keep showing up, people.
Peace, y'all. Have a great day.
Peace.
Everyone who's in the room is all about giving. Everyone who show up here and who are in the room are just givers, and they just want everyone to become better and better entrepreneurs, better founders, better coaches, better givers. You are going to meet the best of the best in this room, and it's an intimate experience, right? Sometimes you go to events where there are hundreds or thousands of people, and here in the New York City Mastermind, it's an intimate experience. So you really get to know them. You get to know them as people and not as just a number that's out there. So I highly recommend New York City Mastermind to anyone.